So, Prince of Darkness turned 35.
Yeah. And I had never seen it.
Really?
Yeah, it's one that apparently just kind of went under my radar for whatever reason. Even my wife hadn't seen it, and it was like, oh fuck, okay, well, cool. It's it's Carpenter, it's horror. I'll just go ahead and buy the 4K release that came out last year. I wish I would have just rented it for $3.
Oh dear, this freaked me out as a kid.
I could see why, but man, it didn't age well at all.
It has some interesting concepts. Yeah, the special effects not like the whole squirty thing with the liquid.
Dude, fucking hilarious. Everybody cum swapping. It was like, what the fuck, man?
But yeah, this I think is one of the earliest movies like I watched like proper horror that at the time just made me go, ugh. I think more because of the mirrors than anything else. But basically the premise is we've got these, I can't believe people haven't seen this. This is like even Alice Cooper's in this and everything else. It's just
yeah, he definitely is.
Doesn't do much, but he's in it,
Yep. That was like, hey, this will bring people to the theaters. Yeah.
Yeah. So we've got these bunch of scientists, post-grad students who are all like in their 40s. It's quite funny. The church, the Roman Catholic Church, brings them in because guess what? The RCs have another secret organization. Because that's what they love. They don't keep their kid fucking quiet. You know what I mean? They're quite happy with that. But every other thing they actually do with their religion, they hide away. So we discover that the church has the Brotherhood of Sleep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on board with a group that sounds like that. Like I would love to sleep. Sounds fantastic.
Good. I actually don't sleep. I really only sleep the Friday because I have to commute every day. So I'm kind of that half, see during the week, that half in, half out, as in, oh shit, my alarm goes off. And if I don't get my first tube at a certain time, I'm screwed.
Yeah.
So I don't sleep the Friday.
Yeah,
and then I have a nice proper.
I sleep Saturday night. That's about it for me.
But we've got this secret organization that is in a church in the middle of a residential area. Because
because it just makes sense.
Instead of it being like in the top of a hilltop, away from people. But sure, when you're carrying dangerous cargo, that's what you do. You stick it right in the middle of a city.
Fuck yeah.
I kind of put just talking points because go through the plot of this movie actually is a bit like, to me it's just I have a nostalgia thing about it because, like I said, I first watched this as a kid and it freaked me out, and I was just
yeah, which is understandable. If I had watched this like when I watched other Carpenter films, like I think if I had seen it as early as I had seen like They Live or anything like that, I would probably hold it a bit closer to my heart. But having just experienced it, it's like, oh man, really? Like I had a hard time sitting through this movie because it was just so long and confusing, but not confusing at the same time. It's weird.
There's a couple of elements. What do you think of the, like, how many postgrad students were there? Like, there was
a shit ton. Yeah, there was a lot, and then they just kept like leaving and stuff. Like I understood it at one point. It's like, oh, okay, well, it's because they're cannon fodder. But it's like, do you really need that many people? Like, it just have the homeless people kill themselves, type of thing. But yeah, it was a little weird.
Yeah, and I love the way each one gives their fucking like dissertation of what they're studying for. It's like, oh, come on, get over yourself.
Yeah,
like, and they weren't young. You know what I mean? They weren't like in their 20s or anything. Like, these were all.
No, like, everybody looked like they should have been professors at that point.
Yeah, that was kind of hilarious. It was back to this whole thing. I think I've talked about this before, but I always felt like I was developmentally challenged watching movies. high school kids, and I'm like,
Mhm.
duh, what's wrong with me? You know, pulling out the old shorts and stuff, going, huh? And then you realize that they're all in their fucking 30s playing
Mhm.
15-year-olds. You're like, okay. Yeah, this really took that to the next level. Like they're fucking students.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, they all come in. They're all fucking uh, introducing themselves. They're really exciting people.
Oh yeah.
And God, what do you think of the whole idea? Jesus was an alien sent to Earth to warn everybody, and then he was
I
executed
mean,
because of.
if you follow the Mormon religion and all, that's not far from the truth.
True enough, good old space Jesus
Yeah.
came in his
It's
ship.
yeah, it made just as much sense as pretty much everything else going on in this movie.
Yeah,
The
they
thing
tried
that
to
I
bring
still
this.
don't understand is the whole, like, them trying to stick with actual theories of physics and religion and blah blah blah, but then the whole idea of, oh, we're trying to protect the world through transmissions, going back in time. I was like, that's stupid as fuck. Doesn't make any goddamn sense. What?
It's like they've tried to combine cosmic horror with supernatural horror,
Hmm.
and I don't know, this kind of fell short somewhere in the middle.
Hmm.
And they're trying to rewrite the whole. If you're going to use religious themes, use religious themes.
Hmm.
But when you're trying to interpose them, you know, the battle between science and magic sort of thing, but they're all nodding their heads and agreeing with each other.
Hmm.
Um, it was odd. Oh, I forgot the what's his face that plays the priest.
Donald Pleasance.
He was the worst character in this.
Yeah, I mean,
He
it's sad and funny at the same time. You can watch through his filmography to see, like, just the ravages of alcohol on the brain. And I mean, this is like towards the end of his career and the end of his life, and you could tell it was bad. Like, he's in a different movie than everybody else, and not in a good way.
no, he's just he starts off as an introduction, then maybe they should have left him there. But
Yeah.
yeah, the fact that he the same in the office where he brings Professor in and yeah, tells him what's going on. I think he should have bowed out at that point and then
Mhm.
let them carry on with the movie.
Yeah,
But
and it's hard because I understand why he's in there and why he was throughout the entire movie, because that was the draw. That's why you go see a John Carpenter film, because you know you're going to get a classic uh, actor like that. Just like in the first 4 Halloweens, or I
mhm.
guess some of the Halloweens.
Yeah, he
1,
came back
2,
about
and
three
4.
times in the Halloween ones, and he's
Hmm.
a fucking the world's first gun hunting psychiatrist. You know,
Hmm.
oh fuck you. He's like,
Yeah, but yeah, he was wholly unnecessary. Definitely.
yeah. What do you think of the whole idea? Satan is a liquid.
Man, that made as much sense as the cum swapping. It's like, if he can come through like that, why wouldn't he just come through all the way instead of just every now and then, like, ooh, ominous shot of liquid dripping up to the ceiling? That was interesting.
Yeah. Then they tried to explain it part way that it wasn't actually just a liquid, but a probiotic organism
Hmm.
and blah blah blah. And then it wasn't just Satan, but Satan isn't the son of God in this in terms of Christian
Hmm.
mythology, but he's a son of a bigger, badder super daddy Satan,
Hmm.
who's anti God. I was thinking, you know, from DC Comics, the anti Wonder.
Yeah.
I'm like, so they're actually, um, like I said, pick one. If you're
Right.
gonna if you're gonna be supernatural, religious themes, stay with that. If you're gonna be cosmic horror, stay with that. This is where I think the two ideas. I think there's two different movies here.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
And if I had to stuck with, they could have made two different movies, stuck with the one idea, and probably just as interesting.
Hmm.
But because these are clashing with each other, and sort of
Well, it
one
was
bit
just
rewrites one part,
Mhm.
and then so the science part rewrites the religion part, and then a couple of scenes later, the religion part's rewriting the science part, and it
Mhm.
kind of leapfrogs, I guess.
Well, and it was kind of confusing like throughout it because like Satan is there the whole time. Cool, get that. At some point, he's going to come through the
In a jar.
goo, but then it's all negated at the end of the movie because it doesn't matter because now somebody's bringing a really bad Satan through a mirror. Like,
Satan 2.
what was the whole fucking point of the goo? Like, I understand MacGuffins, but that still doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah, because at the end, without bringing Daddy through,
I don't know, and
it
that
could
was
have
the
just
confusing
infected. You know what I mean?
part.
It's already controlling all the homeless people outside.
Mhm,
Um, anybody that touches converts.
mhm,
So that would be enough to take over the world.
mhm. Well,
Why
fuck, you
not do
don't
that
even need
first?
that. You need one person to be possessed to open up a goddamn mirror to bring evil or super evil Satan times
Yeah.
2 through. Like, it didn't make sense to me.
It didn't have to be in the church. It could have been anywhere. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Instead of hanging around the church, infect all the homeless people and send them toddling off to the nearest fucking store. Job done.
Yeah.
3 miles away.
Right.
Yeah. And reflecting this, and thanks for ruining my childhood, by the way. Fucking with your negativity. Jesus Christ. You don't fucking, you know what I mean? You don't like anybody, do you?
I don't.
Why
I
did you hate everything?
Yeah. I'm just a grump ass. It happens.
This conversation nobody goes the other way. How times have changed.
I know, right? It's so weird me shitting on a movie. I don't know.
Um,
I do want to watch it again because I feel like I was just being a grump ass that night or something, but it just kind of fell
isn't it
flat for me.
isn't it amazing though? That's actually a thing I've noticed too. All depending on your frame of mind can completely adjust your experience when
Mhm.
you sit down in front of a movie.
Oh, definitely. I mean, just taking anything in, like reading a conversation you're having with somebody. Like if you're in the wrong frame of mind, it's going to completely color it a different way than it would, if you were in a better mood. So yeah, it's definitely one that I'm going to watch again, especially because I bought it. Because why not? And I'd love to go through
Of
the
course.
special features because it is John
Well, it's not like
Carpenter.
you buy Blu-rays every month and don't watch them.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's not like that doesn't happen
No,
at
no, no,
all.
no. No, it's
Yeah.
like me buying books every month and like, they end up on the shelf. It's like,
Mhm.
okay, yeah, I'm doing this for a reason. I'm going to get caught up eventually.
Yeah, at some point. Well, so that's the thing. That's my secret to immortality is if I have way more shit than I can consume, I can't die, obviously, because I
Got to
still have
finish it.
movies to watch. Huh.
Yeah, got to get your money's worth.
Exactly.
We're not just banned for the shiny things. It's sitting in shells like toys.
Right.
Oh man. Uh so you touch upon this. The whole tachyon transmission from the future. Like that was, I'll be honest, with the original one and this one, that's a bit I struggled with. Because it
Mhm.
felt like it was just shoehorned in
Mhm.
throughout the movie.
Yeah, it wasn't necessary. Like they could just have collected dreams because they're in a situation with an entity that's powerful enough to come through their dreams. Like you don't need to bring in some fucking people from the future even though the world ends because of this. Like it just seemed a little much, little out of the movie.
Yeah, that's always. I still find it just as jarring the second time I watched it because this is one of these movies I've actually put off watching
Mm-hmm.
because I loved it as a kid. It freaked me out, and I didn't want to ruin it.
Mm-hmm. Dude, it's hard, man.
And,
I feel you. Like the gate, that scared the shit out of me as a kid.
and you're like, I
And
don't want to
then
watch it again. No,
watching
no,
again, it's like, oh no, it's so stupid. I mean, I love it, but in a different way now.
yeah. That's always the danger. It's like the Nightmare on Elm Street series.
Yeah.
I I'm not watching them again because they hold such a place in my heart. And even
Mhm.
though I have watched them quite a few times, and part five's the worst one, I just can't gel that movie whatsoever. but I don't want to. I
Part
don't
5
want to
is
keep.
fantastic.
It's the whole baby thing and I think when you know how sperm and egg works, the 100 Maniacs thing doesn't quite make a difference.
Yeah,
It's that whole thing.
Mhm.
Fucking, but that was also one I struggled with a bit.
Mhm.
It was the whole concept, but the actual kills and stuff were great. But like, it's a rare occasion I'll have a go back in Nightmare on Elm Street because I don't want to ruin it for myself. Just because of childhood, that was one of my introductions that really roped me into the horror franchise.
Mhm.
And I don't want to lose it, man. I've
That's
taken so
fair.
much already.
Fair.
um, what were your thoughts on Kelly? She was like the main character in this and the first to be possessed.
I thought it was an interesting choice that she became possessed first. And then for it to take so long for everybody to understand, oh, hey, she's possessed. Like
This
why?
skin rotting off her and like
Yeah.
just got strange. Yet nothing
Yeah,
happened to
and
anybody else.
that was the other thing too. Like she experienced shit way different than everybody else. And I don't understand why. Because like nobody else did that. Like, of course, people were mutilated differently and experienced it differently, but why the fuck was she melting and then pregnant and then not pregnant and melting? It's a little weird.
Kind of it's an odd way because everything else was straightforward, but the way that
Mhm.
messed with her character, just it's like, what are you doing? It's
Mhm.
just yeah.
Well, and especially like, so I understood that she was essentially going to be birthing the Antichrist. At least that's kind of how I saw it happening. But with the way it ends with the mirror universe, why wouldn't she just be like, "Oh, I'm possessed. Okay, I'm gonna go look
Yeah.
in a mirror and pull Satan Daddy out."
Do you
I
think
didn't
there's just
understand.
too many ideas got in the melting pot here?
That's kind of what it seems like. Like there was just so much going on, and they couldn't quite pick a lane and stay in it.
Yeah, and we've seen that many times with movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh, throw us in, oh, throw that in. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, just keep it simple.
Yeah, you don't need to throw
Go.
like everything in the kitchen sink. Like it just stick with one, and we'll enjoy it.
Yeah. What did you think of the Alice Cooper cameo? Like,
Utterly pointless. Like he brought nothing to the table other than, wow, man, Alice Cooper has a lot of makeup on.
like he
Cool.
does. In fact, probably less in the stage shows, to be honest.
Yeah, probably way less in the stage shows. Yeah, it
Was
was
that?
pointless.
Yeah. That was money that didn't need to be spent.
Yeah, straight up.
Um.
And that's the thing, like John Carpenter has had a run with getting like random people in his movies to sort of like bump up the sell value, and it works. Like you look at They Live, instead of using Kurt Russell like every other fucking John Carpenter movie, he gets Roddy Piper, and that was perfect. That was great. Like you get times like that with Carpenter films, but this was just like, why? Like you could have just kept that cameo money and put it in something else in this movie. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe a rewrite.
Yeah. Or let's throw another idea and just get
Yeah.
something else. Yeah. The whole thing you're saying the cum swapping, just the team becoming possessed was just. At what point should the team have realized that something iffy was going on or what they were dealing
Mhm.
with and not go around in their own? Like the fucking golden rule is if you're in a dangerous environment, you don't go around in ones.
No, period. And that's the thing. Even in the beginning, they were told to stick together. And especially down in the fucking chamber. Like they weren't supposed to be down there by themselves. And that's when Chick Face gets possessed.
Yeah, and they just everyone uh-huh.
Mhm.
But they start off, and this is why I am, academic does not equal intelligence. Being
No.
academic does not mean you're smart because everyone sat and gave off their resume. I'm big brain, blah 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 blah. I'm big brain too, blah 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 blah. Me, I'm also big brain. And there was a whole 5 minutes everyone's talking about how they're big brain, and then they act dum dums.
Yeah, straight up.
And break every survival rule possible. Even as scientists dealing with an unknown entity. When I think about it, this is almost Prometheus bad in terms of scientists dealing with stuff.
Yeah, I can definitely see the parallels.
I'm gonna look at the snake thing, even though I've never encountered this creature before, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
Coochie coochie goo. Oh, it smashed right through me. Yeah. Really? No shit, Sherlock. Oh, this untested goo. Let's start licking it and friggin' smearing it over ourselves and stuff. Yeah, I wonder if this is dangerous. You know. I'm surprised they actually didn't get. Do you know what they needed for this movie? Now I think about it. Fucking lay out a table in a punch bowl and somebody just be fucking scooping stuff and handing it out, because
right,
it would at least been funny. Cheers, you know. Yeah. On the rewatch, the way they went about stuff, and I think if they used less characters and made this a tighter thing. Was this the tax write-off, do you think?
Fucking maybe.
Do you think there's a wee bit of cash going into the old washing machine and, tumble dryer happening here with us? Because first of all, it was a massive cast that did not need it. This could have been done with 5 people in that church.
Well, and that's the thing. Like when Carpenter sticks with a tight crew, it tends to work pretty goddamn well. Like you think of all of his great movies, there's not a lot of people, and that's how it should be. Like he does really, really well with tight, small locations and small groups. Like it tends to work a little bit better.
Well, he had it with the location. Do you know what I mean? This worked. It's contained.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think maybe the fact he had about 50 actors in this.
Yeah.
And that's not even the extras. You know what I mean? There's about fucking 50 people running around that church, because I lost track of all these teams were.
Yeah.
And stuff. And then there was extra people coming in, and then you had all the homeless people who actually gave better performances doing nothing than some of the people in the
right
church, which was funny. And then there was doing the demon thing of messing with people's heads, which. So if you're being subversive and sneakily possessing people, why are you then going to start doing weird shit outside to frighten them? Like the guy just dissolving and stuff, like,
or the dude trying to slit his throat with a 2x4. Like,
yeah. Oh god.
It doesn't make.
Was he the one who started? No, I was the black fella was going like, forgot how to speak. Yeah, Kelly could speak perfectly well. Yeah, so the possessions happen differently, and it's the same entity. So there should have been a hive mind as well.
Yeah, that's where it kind of seemed like it was going to go. Because if you go with the homeless people, like that is essentially a hive mind. Like they're all moving in unison. They're all coming towards the building in unison. So why wouldn't that just continue?
Yeah. Man, my childhood's ruined.
No, so here's the thing that I will say about this movie. The kills were all fantastic. Like, especially the dude getting killed with the cut in half bicycle by Alice Cooper.
Like, come on.
That was like one of the greatest things I'd seen in the movie.
Like, ram right into you. Take that.
So good.
Yeah. Like the thing is that there's still an aesthetic with this. And that's why I don't want to let it go, because there's still an aesthetic and a look and a feel about this movie, which is actually really good. It's just the actual execution's a bit of a jumbled mess.
Yeah. That's honestly my only problem with this movie, is it just, there's a lot of shit going on and not a lot of reason for it.
Yeah. I think now to think about it, we're talking, just to having the two ideas of supernatural and cosmic horror sort of headbutting each other. Yeah. If they had stuck with one, been really tight. even if they had dropped the religious aspect of it and just had it being a supernatural being, and just the fact that religion called it this because it was the only way they could explain it, and then science took over, would have worked.
Yeah.
But I can't even remember how they opened the chamber because it was supposed to be locked and sealed, and they couldn't get through it.
They had the key for it. So it was at the very beginning, there's an older priest that is like losing his mind, and he's at
The box
place.
with the
yeah, with the little key. Yeah.
Oh yes.
So because of course you find a key that's mysterious and shit, obviously you're going to use it. So that's how they unwittingly opened Armageddon.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Suppose the last thing was Catherine's character. She was a bit understated until like the end. Kind of just went through it, and then because it was all focused on what's her face? Who did I say? Kelly. You know, she was like the main character, even though she was the antagonist. Catherine kind of sneaked along, and then she did the heroic sacrifice at the end. I think I was about like, what was I, about 5 or 6 when this bloody came out? Yeah, great. That's how I rolled. Deal with it. Hasn't done me any harm, but it wasn't too long after that I ended up watching this. But yeah, then had her sort of do the heroic sacrifice, but nobody could do that beforehand.
Yeah, well, that's because everybody was a bunch of fucking wieners. That's why. Like, and the thing was too, it wasn't even 100% necessary that she did that. Somebody could have just kicked the one person in the ass, pushed him through the mirror, and then busted the fucking mirror.
Yeah, I think they were. Do you think they were trying for a sequel?
Oh yeah, yeah. It definitely set itself up to be a sequel or to have a sequel.
Yeah, that might have been it. Just, and this is what I'm talking about. There's obviously been a lot of studio interference and ideas, and the mainstream sort of, let's get involved in this. And this is what I'm worried about, you know, because most, like I said, most horror movies are tight. They're a small group of people anyway, because it's low budget. So every expense is spared. But this seems to be, there's a lot of money thrown at this in terms of extravagance. I never looked up how much it cost to make, etc. You know, even back then, but you could see there's a lot of extravagance, you know, in terms of the cast and everything, just all bloated. And it's not Carpenter's normal style.
No, definitely not.
Be interesting to maybe worth looking at interviews and stuff to see actually what happened with this movie.
Yeah, that's why I can't wait to go through the special features because it's pretty extensive.
Yeah, there's something that's definitely happened with this movie to make it the way it is because it doesn't follow the normal formula. But because it got to me young, it's still going to have that place because, like, the poster and all. Look at the poster.
Yeah,
and everything. You know what I mean?
Great. It sets up something that we didn't see.
And the idea behind it, you know, is cool and sort of overall, but just the the execution of it.
You know what it reminded me of?
Yeah.
The thing I couldn't quit thinking about was it reminded me of the first Puppet Master, but not as good.
God, I rattled through them. I didn't realize they made like a 5, 6, and 7.
There's like 11 or 12, I think, at this. No, sorry, there's 13 at this point, if I remember correctly. Yeah,
right. I was stuck with the first 4. You know what I mean? And wasn't until later started seeing the rest of them popping up. I'm like, are these ripoffs or holy crap? They've actually carried on. God, I love that. The gunslinger in the second one.
Fuck yeah. That's it's one of my favorites, definitely. That and Pinhead. Like, I fucking love those guys.
Brilliant. We might have to revisit those at some point.
Fuck yeah. Because it'll just be an hour of me jerking off. That's pretty much it.
Just wipe the screen every so often. Gonna be windscreen wiper setup.
Like, I'm bad. I even have a tattoo of like a Puppet Master tattoo. That's how much I love that franchise.
Nice. Yeah. I was about to wasn't completely deflated, I'll admit, watching this. Wasn't complete. I didn't lose it completely. I saw the problems, but I think just because of when it got me, yeah, I'll still always not hate this movie. Let's just put it like that. And it'll be one I'll avoid watching because I want to maybe retain the good memories. We'll leave it like that.
Yeah.
Oh man, how times have changed, eh?
Right.
Like these episodes used to start with, "What the hell are you on about, man?" And you can't even
I know,
me.
right? Yeah. Used to just be me, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? This was great. And now I'm the fucking grumpy one.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for watching, Chris. Sorry, you just saw you pop up there. Was that you said cheers or me? No,
Yeah, that was me.
Was
No,
it
that
you?
was
Cool.
Yeah, it was you somehow. You forgot that.
No,
you
I'm
said
just
that.
I've gone off my own wee planet here, but it wouldn't surprise me if I'd done that.
Yeah.
Really glad you're enjoying us. Yeah, spread the word, get more people on board, listen to our random ramblings. At times we do get feisty with each other as well.
Well, shit, that's the fun part.
Yeah.
Because, like, if it's just two people just equally like, hey, this is great, like, that's who the fuck wants to watch that, really?
Nah, fuck's sake. But I just think it's hilarious the way things have just completely flipped in their heads enough. We'll flip back in the new year.
I feel like we need to do like one of my childhood favorites next so that we can kind of, turn the tables.
Yeah. Folks, stick in suggestions. Stick in suggestions in the comments. The one you think will get us going at each other, because that'll be
fun. I know one that's very, very. It would
no
be
more found footage. Fuck off. No more found footage.
Fuck off. 3D is amazing. You're
get
crazy.
The fuck. I knew you were going to be bastard. You've done enough to me,
dude. I fucking love that movie. I can't even tell you how many times I've watched it.
God,
now here's the thing. Did you get to watch it with the glasses?
I haven't watched it. I'm not gonna. Fuck off.
Oh, well, whatever. It's fun.
Fuck you.
I did that. It was worth the migraine watching it with the red and blue glasses.
Oh, the old school fucking oh my god.
Yeah, it was great. But if you want to have a really interesting discussion, I think we should talk about Ernest Scared Stupid.
Right. God, I sort of remember him back in the day. I might have watched one or two, but he's forgotten. All right, okay, right. We'll maybe put that in the schedule. We'll do like a random special. Yeah, let's find a movie mode fucking where we're complete polar opposites and get stuck in, because it's been a while.
Yeah. I think that would be a good one.
But yeah, I think we'll wrap up here, and just want to say thanks to October's authors, Eugene McLean, Barbara Ryan, Sue Robbins, and Jason Harris. As always, if you're independent author, aspiring writer, or small press published, get involved with the show. All the links are in the descriptions and on our website. Do the tricky typey things that keeps the thing going. Always fantastic. And until next time, folks, keep it creepy.
Keep it
horrific.